It's still, well, about 36 hours since the game ended. I had to go out straight after I watched the game. Friday was another one of my off days, and on that day I was busy doing shopping and some other things around the house. I haven't had a lot of time to record YouTube in the last few days, so I apologise for that. I've also been working a lot as well, and just wanted to chill out a little bit. I don't mean to keep apologising on the channel, and I'll probably still continue to apologise, but it is what it is, and the factors are not actually in my control in that sense. But I wanted to give my thoughts on West Ham's Europa League dream being over, and to kind of summarise the last 3 years of West Ham playing in Europe. I'll start off by doing that. The last 3 years of West Ham playing in Europe have been unforgettable for many, many reasons. We've travelled to 13 different countries. We've played in 3 years of European football, won one trophy, and memories that will last a lifetime in that whole time period as well. I'm really grateful for just what David Moyes has done in the last 3 years, especially making us work harder in Europe and proving that we can definitely compete with some of the best teams. Yeah, we've gone toe-to-toe with Lyon. We've knocked out Sevilla, who were notorious for winning the Europa League. We've beaten Fiorentina in the final. And we've faced up against giants in this competition and really given 110% every single time we played them. It's very commendable. And West Ham's shown that it's massive, not just in the United Kingdom, but also in the European stage as well. And I couldn't be prouder of the lads, what they've achieved during this time. It's been unforgettable, like I say, and the fans really are so proud and, I suppose, forever in debt to the manager and the players for what's happened. Unfortunately, as you can see from the video's title and what I've just been hinting at, this is the end of the European dream for this season. It finished. West Ham United won, Bayer Leverkusen won at the London Stadium. Bayer Leverkusen advances to the semi-finals of the Europa League, having won 2-1 in aggregate. It's a game in which West Ham really did come close to ending that unbeaten run that everyone talks about. Unfortunately, conceding a goal in the very, very dying stages allowed that unbeaten run to be maintained, and that was a real sucker punch, I think. Just as it was in Germany, those 2 goals late on were sucker punches. I think, we've gone out of the competition now. Well, actually, it's not 2-1, is it? It'd be 3-1. Yeah, 3-1. We've gone out. I don't know why I said 2-1. My apologies. I wasn't thinking clearly. That we're out now. First half of that game was one of the best we've ever had this season. Absolutely made them rattled, made them like deer in the headlights. And second half, they just had to control us a little bit more. We kept trying to go at them, but they just controlled us and got the goal, albeit through a deflection. And it's a gutting way to be knocked out, but the effort was terrific. Apart from Claret and Booze and Iron X100 guy on Twitter, everyone's pretty much proud of how far West Ham's come, especially in this game. I'll go into the team lineups. Fabianski was in goal, Sofal and Cresswell as the fullbacks because Emerson was suspended. Zouma and Aguerd as centre-backs, with Alvarez in his extra cover for the defence, as it seemed. James Ward-Prowse and Stochek with the central midfielders. Kudus and Bowen, who was back in the team. And Antonio up top. For Leverkusen, Tapsoba, Boniface and Frimpong were all benched. And I thought those players would come on for them at some point in the second half and be the game changers. Little did I know that I'd be right when I thought that first. And right from the off, though, West Ham had the energy. Bowen and Kudus really attacked those flanks. Nathan Teller forced Fabianski into a save, but West Ham was putting the pressure on, really just getting bodies forward. Their Kosonu, I think his name is pronounced, was having a stinker. Gave balls away, let players past him all the time. We identified that he was the weakest link in the chain, rather. and knew to get at him all the time. The goal came for West Ham with a header from Mikel Antonio. Bowen immediately back with a ban, straight from injury. Crosses the ball perfectly into the box. Kovar tries to punch it away, but Antonio gets his head on it first. Goalkeeper's not getting to it at all. It's into the net. 1-0 to West Ham. Leverkusen's defence made a lot of errors, and it was there to see. The goalkeeper was forced to save a first-time effort by Bowen with his legs. That had the power on the shot to go into the goal, and the goalkeeper pulled it off stunningly. Kudus put in a real cross into the box, though. And just a shame it didn't go in. And at that point, Tapsoba had to come on for Kosunu because he was having a stinker. Xabi Alonso was getting fired up. West Ham's coaching staff was getting fired up. There was a scuffle at the side of the pitch. There was a scuffle on the pitch. Everyone was getting each other's faces. Tara and Antonio clashed and both got booked for it. An Alvarez shot hit Antonio and the follow-up was saved. Fortunately, in that first half again, who was actually having quite a good game, had to go off with an injury and Angelo Bonner came on. Well, Bonner actually came on and still did pretty well anyway. Start of that second half, Boniface and Frimpong came on. Hincapié made a mistake and Bowen won it back and he shot across the goal. He should have probably passed it a little bit more of a tighter angle. I don't know though what he did that for. It didn't go in. Leverkusen got lucky. We started to look a little bit tired in that second half, but we understandably looked a little bit worn out. We started to do long balls though, and that wasn't working. Leverkusen had a counter with Frimpong as the last man, and he didn't even hit it on target. He hit it straight over. And I was like crapping myself at that point because I thought he was going to equalise. It was all written in stone for him to equalise at that point, and he didn't do it. We made a couple of substitutions. Sofel came off for Johnson and Cornet on for Alvarez. I don't know why Alvarez came off. I don't think it affected anything too much, and it certainly wasn't the reason why we conceded that goal. Leverkusen equalised from a deflected effort from Frimpong. I don't think Fabianski could do anything about it, but yeah, just gutting. Gutting way to go out. But there were not really a lot of boos around the stadium. There was applause, if anything. Even Xabi Alonso has commended West Ham's players. He said that Alvarez is a fundamental part of the team. David Moyes has spoken about how pleased he is to have given the fans something to live in their memories for a lifetime. I'm glad that we're out, but it's been a good time in Europe, and hopefully we get this again sooner rather than later. I thought that I would talk about some individuals in the game as well to praise them. James Ward-Prowse, his pressing was excellent in the first half. Really good game from him. Alvarez, good game. Souček, good game. Kudus and Bowen had great games. Fabianski was called upon and saved when he needed to. Kurt Zouma was good at playing the ball from the back. I thought we were good overall. Everyone got between a 6 and 8 out of 10 in my own personal player ratings in my mind. Just go, we're out of Europe, but I wouldn't change the last 3 years for the world. And I wish Bayer Leverkusen the best of luck in the semi-finals.